Hi, I'm Monica Young. I'm the broker of Just Global and host of the Global Real Estate Investors. And today we will be analyzing the investment opportunities for the remainder of 2024. Some of the key news that we had lately are stock market has been volatile and the volatility can continue. The jobs market report has not been favorable. Companies such as Intel will slash around 15,000 jobs. And Cisco just announced this morning that they will cut 4,000 jobs. Tesla, Lucid, Google, and Paramount, etc., are planning on cutting jobs. And it is likely that we are going into recession. The Fed Chair Powell said September interest rate cut call will likely be on the table. So if the interest rate is reduced, will there be more positive impact on the housing market? We have noticed that builders are offering some discount for homes that are built or will be finished in. Also, they provide incentives for interest rate buy down. Moving forward, what will be our focus of various markets in the country? Is it a good opportunity to buy? Warren Buffett once said that it's wise for investors to be fearful when others are greedy, and to be greedy only when others are fearful. So, we have invited Ms. Hannah Chen, a local partner in North Carolina, to share with us about her observation on the market. And Hannah is the top real estate broker in the Research Triangle area, North Carolina. And she has been actively helping our investors to buy real estate in North Carolina. Welcome, Hannah.
Thank you, Monica, for the introduction. My name is Hannah Chen. I think a lot of California, especially Monica's client, we already, help assist a lot of them already invest in the Triangle in the past 3-4 years. So I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to talk to you guys again. So we are going to discuss about the 2024, the second half, how's the real estate market, how's the US economy, and how's the election. And because I did a presentation last year, so let's go revisit and see where we are right now. So right now, from the beginning, Monica already mentioned, based on what we saw since the last year, from the high inflation and the high unemployment rate, because a lot of the big tech laying off, and the high interest rate caused the US debt continue to go high. And obviously, we experienced bank failure last year in 2023. And now, 2 weeks, last week, just a huge stock market, what we call, I'm not going to use crash, but I will call a lot of people cash out and to hold their cash and to hold on to their gain. So let's revisit the 2020 to 2023, because I remember at that time we were talking about, why we want to invest in real estate rather than other form of investment, because there's a lot of things that we can build our wealth and diversify. Since COVID, we have so many, not only the pandemic we survived, congratulations, but in the meantime, the US economy had a huge impact because the US money, we have been printing money since then to help a lot of the country, and that caused the inflation. Not only caused when we go to the gas pump, we have experienced our money. Actually, we need to pay more when we pumping our gas, pay more in grocery. And now, not only we have the Ukraine war, we actually now also funding the Israel and Hamas war. At the same time, the local economy, because the money we are being print using in helping other country instead of pumping in our economy. So guess what? Because when everything is inflated, we have some our money purchasing power is gradually decreased. So the inflation in cost in 2024 had not been eased, but in the meantime, we find out we have a lot more people putting their hand in our pot, okay? So now we are not only to help our family, but we also need to help a lot of the refugee. Unfortunately, because of the war, a lot of folks, they have to move. And we as a, the world leader, we welcome a lot of the refugee and the newcomer to our country. It further actually worsened the inflation issue, okay? So right now, not talking about how much money we already helping in the Ukraine, but also helping a lot of other what we call is we are all helping the world, okay? At the end of the day, we see right now we are paying the price for everything we have been doing in the past 3-4 years. So guess what? This is all manufactured, or this is all created manually, okay? Because we've been pumping money into our country, but in the meantime, we are actually inflating a lot of the asset, okay? So that's why when we are printing a lot of the money, but in the meantime, the money is not going to pump up our economy. So right now we see everything go so high, but in the meantime, our wealth, which means your real actual purchasing power, have not been increased, because just look at the inflation since 2022 to 2024. So even though we see kind of like a gradually declining the inflation rate, but the most people, 72% of the American think even the inflation, they don't see when they go to pump their gas or go to buy grocery, they don't feel the inflation rate drop. Why? Because the problem we experienced for the past 3 years, we printing too much, we are paying too much, and we are spending too fast. So everyone was like, okay, let's wait for the election. Maybe we will wait for the election. But I just want you to know, even the election in November, I can tell you which party win. If Trump win, what will be the market react, okay? So obviously, when Trump did not get assassinated, what is the stock market react? And what will be the impact if Trump get elected to the real estate, to the Bitcoin, to the stock market? A lot of the new policy maybe will be introduced because he's a businessman. He will already mention he will cut the tax. He will bring the job back to US. That means a lot of the people were pursuing the good asset, which because a lot of companies were willing to invest in not invest in US. So the real estate price, no matter where, will definitely go higher. But no matter Trump, but before Bush, when he became the president, and then the Obama became the president, our US national debt was higher. And when Trump took office, the US national debt was higher than Obama. And when Biden took office, the US national debt was also higher. So no matter which president we're going to elect, let's say if Kamala win, she already mentioned, yes, we will have higher tax, we will tax the rich, okay? And obviously, because the tax, more regulation will introduce, then we will expect, a lot of the price will go higher, but a lot of the real estate price in some lower tax states, like Florida, Texas, North Carolina, because a lot of the money will trying to go to the place with lower tax, okay? So at the end of the day, I just want to encourage you, it doesn't matter, it's not one president can solve the current situation, because this has been just the money printing machine have never stopped, okay? So how we can prepare for the second half, because Monica already mentioned, right now we are seeing, maybe we are already in recession, okay? And then in the meantime, the housing market, we actually 6.5 million buyer right now cannot qualify a loan, because it's not they cannot qualify a loan, but also they are loan locked. They currently in a 2 or 3%, interest rate, if they are going to trade up or downsize, they need to pay 7%. So a lot of people will not move because it's not they don't want to buy. They are locked by their interest rate. And in the same time, we have a lot more money printing out right now. And then, but in the meantime, if you are trying to save your cash position, you try to, try to invest in some stock, whatever that the asset, what we call is like, you can print it out. Then I think that's an issue because when there's some money, more money printing out, but the problem is that cannot help you to stop or hedge inflation. Okay, so 2024, if we are talking about recession or stagflation, that means when we've experienced a lot of the high tech, they're laying off, and then the stock market right now, we experience a lot of the big adjustment, and then the bank, hopefully, after we experience 2023, but a lot of the bank liquidity, they still have problem. That's why the bank not willing to lend the money. And the inflation right now, we don't see there's a sign, even though they said that's going down. But in the meantime, we may be, experience. I hope it's not going to happen. But there's so many uncertainty. That's why we have so many investor or buyer right now. They worry about how we should put our hard-earned money and where we should put our wealth. So I can tell you right now, if you look back the 20 years, our median household income probably increased 20, 10, 15%, but the home price actually almost double, okay? I can tell you when we show you the graph, I'm not saying real estate is the solution, but we want something that will grow faster than the inflation or at least have some cash flow generate while you are holding that asset. And in the meantime, even though there's a lot of the cost from the property tax to the insurance, a lot of the costs increase, but all this you can write it off. And most important, you can actually, pass through to your client. So this is the latest Zillow inventory for the US housing market. So right now you see there's a lot of the positive inventory and a lot of the place you see the blue from Florida to Austin, their inventory is higher than 2019. So that means right now they have a excessive surplus of the inventory. But I am located in North Carolina, okay? I just want you to know, and then we are relatively, you can see the red dot, we are in the triangle. So we are in the place that we still have high demand, but obviously if you want to go to DC, you want to go to Chicago or other place, then you need to pay a lot more, for your price for owning a house. So when Monica told me, North Carolina, your house, Florida already surpassed you. Florida's house is already more expensive than North Carolina. I was kind of shocked, but I know why, because there's a lot of the movement. But in the meantime, if you look at the inventory, this is the Altus research. This is what we call a leader of the research in the real estate. So right now we are looking at the months of inventory, okay? So if you look at the Florida, it's around 3.2 month inventory. A lot of the different places, they have a high, inventory. That means right now they have more seller than the buyer. And then the healthy, we are in two months, okay? But I just want you to just pay attention of this inventory because that will affect your second half. Okay, so why real estate is still the safest, especially when we want to talk about to hedge inflation. Not only we want the cash flow, but even they are going to grow in recession. But in the meantime, this is the Mike Simpson. Okay, most of my research come from this leader. They are the leader for the real estate. So this is just the past 20 years for the real estate national home price, okay? So I can tell you, if you just happen to buy a house between 2018 and 2020, congratulations, you experienced the highest growth just by holding your real estate for 3-4 years, right? But overall in the past 20 years, if you can tell me if you own any asset that in the past 20 years, even though we have the market adjustment, but you can still from 2000 to 2024, and then we did had a interest rate drop increase from 3% to 6 to 8%. So this is a huge adjustment when we saw when the interest rate, the Fed continued to increase. That is, what happened because they try to stop, they continue to go up. But guess what? Now 2024, you see it's gradually climbing up because now they only remember in 2023, the interest rate increased from 3 to 8. But now in 2024, most of the buyer remember the interest rate dropped from 7 to 6.5. So that means right now, a lot of the buyer are waiting on the sideline. And I'm telling you, I've been making offer last week and the week before, and we under contract. The builder, a lot of the builder will not budge for $5,000 closing costs. And I have one of my clients even trying to be multiple offer, we still get outbid. So, but you won't see that from the news because you only know your local real estate. But when we are here locally, you don't hear, we tell you, hey, we have multiple offer because each market have their different strength. And then in triangle market, we are very fortunate. Why North Carolina still considered the #1 housing market is not what I said. It's even 2022, 2023, the CNBC ran #1 as a top days for business. So business is the main drive for the housing market. You can have so many houses in one state, but if this is a tourism state, they don't have the business, they don't have the university, they don't have the engine to continue to run the economy. That is the big, we don't want to invest in a secondary market. And North Carolina is always called the East Silicon Valley, okay? So we have the jobs, we have the school, we have the vacation spot, like from the mountain to the sea. So in the meantime, we are the #1 largest manufacturer workforce in 2024, okay? And then the best business climate by the a lot of the different magazines. So all this accolade, not just we name it, but the expansion for the population right now is we already exceed 10 million, okay? So we have not only high tech, but we have a strong manufacturing workforce, and we have the lowest corporate income tax, okay? So I just want you to know, sometimes, even though North Carolina, we are not loud, we don't have Disney, we don't have all this, but this is a state that always very, very shy. But in the meantime, you just need to know the reason why a lot of folks, they are coming to North Carolina, not because they want to come for the school. They not only attracted by the low cost of living, affordable home, and the mild weather. Just let you know, even though people say, oh, the Hurricane Debby is coming. So I just want you to know, in the Triangle and even by the beach, Carolina Beach, we don't have a lot of the, damage like you will see in Florida or other places, because we are very, very blessed strategically and geographically, okay? So we have the big mountain, the Blue Ridge Mountain on the other side, and even along the coast, we have a longest coastline. So if you have a chance, you come to North Carolina to see it yourself, you will find out this is a very, very, what we call, it's like the place you pay a lot less, but in return, you are actually getting a top healthcare quality, Duke University healthcare, UNC, and WICMAC, and also the school. And then we have the Duke University. But more important, I think, why so many foreign companies, they are moving to North Carolina, because this is for them to keep their top talent. A lot of the folks, and you may not know, Japan have been expanding their footprint, not only bringing the Toyota, that actually Japanese companies, they are coming to North Carolina, especially the Triad area. So they have a huge footprint in North Carolina, and even their pension plan retirement, they buy invest in a lot of the North Carolina real estate for this especially Japan, okay? So North Carolina is such a diverse and blooming economy because not only we have the mountain, we have the agriculture, but we also have the pharmaceutical biotechnology, gene therapy, pharmaceutical, but most important, we have high tech, and obviously you guys can see this is a big state where they have their strength, and a lot of folks may not know we are also one of the huge military presence, so the Homeland Security, and then we have so many veterans, and then related to the military expense. So this is something that we had a very well-rounded economy. So you guys probably know I'm from Silicon Valley. I moved my family moved from San Jose to North Carolina Research Triangle Park 20 years ago because my husband worked for IBM. So the reason why we know North Carolina is really because IBM, what he did in 1965, and after that, guess what? Over 300 Fortune 500 company, and then they attract all this top talent, and then the international company, they come to here to grow their research hub, okay? Because they were attracted by this three university, Duke, UNC, and NC State. They want the top talent and be their research hub. So a lot of the research top talent, the company, they are very quiet, but they are all most likely, if they need to pick their headquarters in East Coast, Research Triangle definitely will be one of their consideration. Okay, and then we don't need to talk about all this high-tech company from the West Coast, but in the East Coast, so far right now, people choose Research Triangle Park is really because of the three top university. Okay, they're only 25 minutes apart from one another. Okay, and all this university bring all this company to here because they need the scientists, they need all this smart kids to help them to continue to invent the future. So the triangle housing market, we continue to see, because we continue to have investor buying and we are continue to lease. And the most important is the new business are coming. So right now we are, if you have any Japanese friend, they want to be a realtor, we really need some Japanese speaking realtor, okay? Because there's so many Fujifilm, Toyota. I'm just trying to explain that because we not only have a lot of the big European drug company moving to North Carolina, but also, this North Carolina, they have so diverse from the military, from the tourism, from the university. They all come here for one reason, because this is low tax compared to the other, and then affordable housing. And the most important, this is something that, they can see, this is a young, booming state where you can go anywhere you see young people. It's not a state that only attract the baby boomer, okay? And just by the way, I want to remember last year, 2023, we have a 3 billion surplus. In 2024, North Carolina, our state, have surpassed 1 billion, okay? So I like to, mention about the top 3 housing market, because the Orange County, which is Chapel Hill, UNC, and then the Wake County is NC State, where also cross the biggest, the market in our, triangle. And then the Durham, which is where the Duke University. So you can see the median sales price. We are very close to the, the median, US median home sales price. And obviously you see the days on market, okay? And I want to just like give you, this is the most update, the housing market. You guys can take a look. The last line, we only have average 1.8 to 2 month inventory. So that means because of the price is so affordable, we are not going to see like, 10% discount, 5% discount, because we are already, compared to other place, we have the lowest tax, lowest insurance cost, and the most important, that you get a brand new house in most of the time. So which market can offer you the job the retirement, the low insurance, and obviously, I really don't know. The average median asking price is from 231 per square feet to 262. Okay, so obviously, you look from 2004 to 2024 in the past 20 years. Okay, so that is when 2004 when I moved to North Carolina. So this is a very stable, even though during the COVID we go to all the way kind of the double, but even right now, because people keep moving, families keep moving to our state. So this is not a state that you will experience like a very fluctuate, because we have job, we have school, we have military, we have a lot of things to build in this state. That's why you will see the most stable. So if you want to be like, I like stock market, I like roller coaster, you're a day trader, then yes, this is not for you. But when you right now you want to park your wealth to invest in a place, you want to keep your money safe, at least you're not going to see, you see, even though the coast sale is compared, this is not a big fluctuation, because we always have demand for the people come to work, come to study, and a lot of families come here for the jobs. Okay, so like I said, 2023, our state in general, we have 3.25 billion surplus. And 2024, with the economy, with the inflation, with the war, with everything, by the way, we still have 1 billion surplus. How are we going to spend the money? Okay, so I'm just trying to tell you, when you watch your money very closely, you will not have a huge property tax hike. You are not going to have a hike in the insurance, because they plan ahead. So that's why you spend your money wise. So that's why we are #1 best state for pro-business, because they have a plan by 2027, they will drop the income tax to 3.99 and the corporate tax by 0%. Okay, so this is still the goal, which they want to continue to attract business and families to come. So right now with the inflation, if you are planning to retire maybe in 10 years or 15 years, if the inflation is 3%, then you just need to prepare 500,000 in the next 15 years. I don't know how you can get it other than the, part in the, something that can grow faster than the inflation, because the money in the bank, $1 million sitting in the bank, you have to make sure, because they are going to, devalue. So that is the problem. So that is another thing I want to talk about North Carolina, is that is a big, things happening called North Carolina Core, because Wake County already grow, which if you come, you will see everywhere is road expansion. But because Toyota, Japan, a lot of the companies are coming, Japanese company. So right now they actually have some mega site is available, but they are all actually already have the federal funding to fund the road from Research Triangle Park all the way to the, the Siler City, the Chatham County. And in 2018, they planned for 50,000 job created. They already meet the target, okay? So now they have the new goal. They have to create 100,000 job. So I just want you to know, North Carolina is ahead of the growth plan, because each part, they are pro-business, they are ready to attract more business, build more houses, they are welcoming companies. So that's why they already meet the goal before 2038, they already meet the goal by 2024. Okay, so now they have to grow double now. Okay, so the high demand, because the house is still affordable, and then everything from, you can go to the university, you can find affordable home. But most important, people come here for a couple reasons, okay? For investor like yourself, you want to park your money, your cash in a place that you can see the stability, the value is not going down, it's keep growing. So when you invest in North Carolina, not only we are working hard, all the state, all the place, they are attracting business, families coming, and the university, they are doing great right now. I can tell you, Duke also just climbed up to the 2024 rank number 8 or number 9. So North Carolina right now is no longer like 20 years ago. Okay, so that's why right now, when Monica asked me, hey, now the second half, will you have some opportunity in North Carolina? And I said, yes, but I can tell you, because we still have a strong attraction for a lot of the folks coming, but I will recommend 3 subdivision, which first of all, Garner, which is obviously you can see it's still close to the university, especially the NC State. And you can see they are in the middle. And then most important, Amazon was the, already picked Garner as their, distribution center, but they are continue build another one in Clayton, Amazon. Okay, so that is just like 10 minutes, 15 minutes from Garner. So I'm just trying to tell you, a lot of the business, when they come, they will continue to grow. Okay, and obviously, one of the opportunity I want to mention is Oak Manor, because not only they have the Costco right next to them, and then the WIC Tech, but more important, they have the high school just next to this subdivision. Okay, so if you already bought last year, congratulations. Right now, they already in phase 3, because I told you they will have 500 houses. Now they already sold out phase 1, phase 2. Now they are at the end of the phase 3, phase 4, and phase 5. So for the phase 1, you come in, congratulations, and phase 2, congratulations, and even phase 3 at the beginning. Okay, so now on the phase 3, they have 3 floor plan to offer is a bigger home. Okay, you can pay attention, the homes are bigger. Okay, and then the recreation center, swimming pool, they are all about to open. When we start phase 1, phase 2, you don't have any amenity. Okay, but still buying like crazy. But the best part is the HOA is only $65 per month. And I personally also purchased too. Oh, I just want you to know, I have one California client bought 3 in this neighborhood. And when you believe something is good, some people, they just like, why I need to buy 1 or 2, maybe, so in the meantime, because he don't like all the cash sitting in the bank. So right now, as August 5th, okay, they have some, under 500, which is like lost 172, 175, 174 is still under 500,000. Everything else is about like 540, that is, and then, some of the, limited opportunity, because right now the builder, they no longer want to build small home. Okay. So, but as an investor, a lot of people don't want to buy a 3,000 square feet home, but they are trending to build a bigger home right now. So that's why I think if you guys still interested to look at the Oak Manor, let me know. The location is strategic. So they have the school next to you, can walk to, your tenant can walk to the high school, okay? And then they are so close to the future 540 extension. And also it's only 10 minutes to the downtown Raleigh or go to the NC State. So this is still, I still think, I'm still recommending, because right now it's not phase 5, okay, it's still phase 3. And then with the inflation, I still think this is still a good investment, because you guys don't like townhome. According to, Monica, a lot of our California investors don't like townhome. So that's why right now in the Wake County, strategic location, Oak Manor is still one of the, what we call investor. I think they are still doing some good promotion, but each, individually you can tell me, and then I will present it, because we already sold almost 30 home in this neighborhood. 30 out of 500 is nothing. Okay, and then we have no problem renting, because the location, the facility, and most important, this is a strategic location, and the school wise, even though it's not like the top ranking, but it's right next to the school. So the location wise is very convenient. Okay, so this is just some of the price. This most update on the page August 5th. So I don't know how many of them are still available, but they also changed the policy right now. The Meritage home will not sell until they are 60 days from closing. So right now, it used to be we can pick and choose, you know, when they are still start building. But right now, they will only release when they are 60 days from closing, okay? So this is some of their standard features. They are going to include washer, dryer, and the blind. And then, you know, possibly, you know, we can negotiate some, you know, closing costs. But like I said, this community is one of the best selling. But you guys also can see why they have, you know, they don't release, they don't sell as its goal is sell only 60 days before closing. Okay. So the next opportunity we will like to introduce is the Edge of Urban. This is 10 minutes from the Oak Manor. It's also in Wake County. So right now, they have different series, and then all their townhome already sold out. Okay, they have some townhome from 350 to now the big house is like 650. Okay, but what we recommend our investor is always the middle. We don't want to go the most expensive, or we don't want the townhome, but we rather have the smaller single family home. So this community will be close to have 900 homes. They already sold almost like 400. Okay, so that's why it's still growing strong and still have opportunity. And I think you will impress by their, you know, amenity. From the pool, looks like it's like a you know, resort, but they have the 540, you know, probably just like 5 minutes from the community. So this neighborhood, we also have no problem renting. Okay, so we currently manage close to 30 home in this community too. So we only recommend because we have the track record and we know it's continue to appreciate, is continue high demand. So this is the community information, okay? So the HOA, we also look at, you can see the tax rate is less than 1%, okay? And then also the monthly HOA is 105. This one, you know, will be a little bit more than the, you know, the Oak Manor because they have bigger amenity, okay, for the tenant of the resident. So right now, for what they available in August, we recommend, which is called the Hanover Collection. It's a smaller single family home, close to 2,000 square feet home, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Okay, so they are still under 400,000. And then I think they probably don't have many left. But the Hanover Collection, for the investor standpoint, you know, this is still a good price point to get in if you guys like single family home. Okay, because the next Sterling Collection, that will be almost $70,000 more. But you know, even though 70,000 more, but you get almost 600 square feet more. So to me, you are paying, you know, $100 per square feet, and I think this is still better price, right? Because where can you pay $100 per square feet and got a 470,000 square feet home? And for the Somerset, they are one of the best selling floor plan. But you said, oh, you know what? I only want to buy the cheapest. Okay, the difference is the Hanover Collection. They are smaller lot, kind of like you know, your backyard will be, you know, kind of like a zero lot. But Sterling, you know, the average lot size is 0.12, 0.13. Okay, so the difference is you still feel, you know, you have a house, and then the garage is, you know, at the back. You have the alleyway from the back. Okay, so and then obviously their upgrade is, you know, higher elevation, and then the lot size, you know, sometimes you see is even go to 0.16 and it's 4-bedroom. Okay, so this is kind of just for the resale value. The extra 40,000, 60,000 is like extra 1-bedroom, but you get a 600 square feet more. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the River Glen, which is located in Hernando County. So this is a brand new community introduced by Meritage Home. So they are actually start selling. They already sold almost 8 homes last week. So you can see for the price of the Wake County, you know, like $399, you get 400 square feet bigger, because this is not in Wake County. This is what we call is like more like, you know, in a different county, from Wake County to Harris County. So this is located in like probably like 15 minutes from Fuquay. It's further south. Okay, so it's different. It's not in the Wake County. That's the difference. But in the meantime, you know, they compensate you with, you know, oh, you're not in the Wake County, you're in Harnett County, but Harnett County is up and coming, but you will get the same price, but you get extra 500 square feet home. But for the rental, I can tell you, it's not going to be a big difference, you know. So the quality of life is, you know, even though you are close to 55, but this is more like kind of the south, is River Glen is more located like Fuquay, you know, Angier, you'll be more closer to that area. Okay, so it's not in Wake County, but you pay for the location. Okay, you pay for the location. That's why it's different. You know, but you, and then the HOA is also $66 a month. Okay, so obviously this is not compare the Wake County. You have a lot more, you know, from the school, from the everything, but this is just up and coming and just started. So this is like you save for 60,000, you get 500 square feet more, and obviously they are just getting started. You have to wait, okay? You have to wait, okay? But in the meantime, a lot of people are willing to come there and be the first one, okay? So it really depends on your budget, okay? You say, oh, I want to pay, you know, close less than $400,000, but I do want 2,500 square feet home for my own retirement. And for my own, you know, I can rent it, but in the future, I want to come here to live myself, then that may not be a bad idea because they are on the septic, they are bigger lot. So obviously their lot size is bigger, okay? So the only thing different is they are more close in between to the Fuquay and Leelington, okay? So that's why it's just like in the Angier, but it's right next to Fuquay, okay? So it's different school system, but they give you the extra square footage. Okay, so right now I talk enough about the North Carolina, and I just want to give myself a little bit, you know, introduction. My team. Like I said, I moved from Silicon Valley to North Carolina, and then I got my license in 2006, and already have a lot of my California friends, client invested and managed currently close to 500 properties. So we were, you know, 20 years ago, we were here. So a lot of my investors were with me. So the last 20 years, you were not here. And I hope you will consider, you know, North Carolina for the next 20 years. Okay. So this is just some of my resume. And then I'm currently on the board of the Realtor and NC, our state Realtor. So a lot of the information I got is directly from our board and from our trade association. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Hannah. That's very good information. I love all those details about the growth and also the analysis of the past. So, can you tell us a bit more about the rental market currently?
So
Yeah,
okay, thank you. So I can tell you the rental market, even though a lot of the negative news, you know, but North Carolina, we just do our own thing, okay? Because we have work to do, we have school to go, so we have have folks coming to you know, the new school started, people are renting, and even a lot of the our seller, if they need to reduce 50,000 or 30,000, if not, they are not desperate. No one want to give away their gain, that 42%. So they will turn it into the rental. So one of my you know, client, they have a $1.2 million home. They bought 600,000 like 6 years ago. So right now they say, I'm going to rent the house out. So guess what? We put it on the market. The second week, we already have a renter want to rent the house for 4,000, you know, a month. Because a lot of the time, in North Carolina, a lot of the folks, they are not have the, you know, like they will want to buy a lot of houses. So to them, they are not desperate. If they see, hey, the market is not good, they will wait. So that's why a lot of the tenant, they are coming in. If you are close to the work, you know, close to the RTP, close to downtown Raleigh, close to the major highway, and a lot of the time you are close to the you know, RTP or even the airport, and even in a good school district, you are not going to worry. I can tell you, especially the new subdivision, a lot of the tenants like it because you will find out a lot of the master plan community in North Carolina because we have a lot of the land. So they have pretty much built the whole 200 acre. So when the builder coming in, they not develop 20 house, they built like 2,000 house. So that's why they are like the king, they are coming here, they will need to build a commercial, they will need to build a hospital. So one of the example is Wendell Fall. I already have 5 different baby boomer move to Wendell because a lot of time when they come to our state, they say, wow, everything is new from the hospital to the road to the coffee shop. They just feel, wow, this is great. And that's why a lot of the folks, when they come to North Carolina, they cannot believe, I can pay $2,300 rent a brand new house. So that's why it attract the tenant because a lot of the remote work, a lot of folks right now, they just want to come here. They just want to, have the space, the backyard. And then, so that's why it's not like, they have to be just close to work. Even though we also have some company, they require their staff go back to work maybe 3 times a week, but a lot of time the tenant don't mind to commute. So we can see, because we actively have a lot of the rental going up and we have to rent it out very quickly. So that's why when I'm sharing you some of the tenant profile and portfolio, I'm giving you the first hand data, okay? But we do see some economic impact and some tenant mostly is from the military. We have some tenant, at least 2 military, they already give us notice. Oh, we are going to go to deport. We have to go to somewhere else. So now they give us notice. So it's the military tenant, at least 2 or 3. They give us a notice. They have to go to to the war. So then, but just tell you how diverse our tenant space and the rental market here.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned about Gardner, you mentioned about Raleigh and Andrea. So I did have actually a number of my clients bought in Gardner and Raleigh, and we did see some good appreciation since we came in last year or 2 years ago. So in terms of rental return, like say if they're buying a house about like 2,000 square feet, what type of rent can they expect, say in Raleigh?
So in Raleigh, I can tell you right now, the easiest I will just like for you to, it's like $1 per square foot. So that's why no matter you buy the house for 800,000 in Cary for 2,000 square feet, or you buy in, other like in Ghana or in Raleigh, if they're also 2,000 square feet. If you are in good school, maybe you get $200-300 more, or you may rent faster. But if this is a brand new house in a good location, close to the employment, you will still expect like $1 per square feet. So that's why the square footage is very important, but also the bedroom size. If you have like 2,000 square feet, only 3 bedroom versus 2,000 square feet, you have 4 bedroom. So, but on the other hand, I think right now the tenant we inquiry about our unit, they most likely they will ask for, hey, they a lot of them they have pet because after the COVID, a lot of people. So you really want to give yourself to understand. If you rent a single family home, you better allow pet because small pet, companion pet is a big to our tenant here.
Yeah, like the service animal. It's
Yep.
definitely good to know. So like say if an investor looking at the new home, so like say in California, most of the new homes did not come with the backyard landscaping and also have to buy, maybe additional blinds and all that. So how does the new homes work in Raleigh, Gardner, or Andrea?
So right now, because obviously the mid-year, now is almost the end of August. So a lot of the builder, they're actually, trying to meet their number. They will throw in the blind, washer, dryer, and then some of the particular neighborhood like River Glen, they may even willing to, the new subdivision, when they first started, they will even give some very deep discount to attract the first 30 homeowner or, investor. But once they got that number, then after that, they probably will be just like taking away. And then, so that's why you have to prepare. If you invest in North Carolina, don't expect you will get the discount in Florida, in Texas. No, we are like Silicon Valley. People here work, go to school, and then raise the family or come here to retire. They don't care because, you know, they already sold their house for 3-4 million, and they buy an $800,000 home, and then they can just like live off their, you know, 2-3 million. So a lot of time here we are more stable because the folks come here, they are not really try to speculate. And then if they that's why, you know, even the builder, like the house we under contract yesterday to help my NC State client, the builder actually will not even give $1,000 more for the closing cost. They only willing to give $3,000, but they are just like 5 minutes from NC State. So that's why depends on the location. In some of the place in North Carolina, if you are strategic location, they are not going to budge. Just like you always buy the location. So that's why to me, the first thing you, you know, even though I mentioned like there's some new opportunity, but in the meantime, if you can come up that extra 70,000, 60,000, that will help you, because sometimes the good location is what you pay for when the market go, you know, sideways or, you know, go down.
Yeah, I totally agree. And in fact, I've seen some builder like the one in Raleigh that you mentioned, they're willing to provide some incentive for interest rate buy down, even for investors.
Yes, so that's
Yeah,
why.
so those are really good opportunities.
Yes, so every month is different because in Raleigh, they are actually not particularly like to sell to the investor. So that's why if this month they don't make the number, then my phone will start calling like, hey, Hannah, we get some good incentive for your investor if they're willing to buy this month. And then the next month, I said, okay, how about this? Now I have next month. They said, no, we take it away. So it's just like, they have to make a number that week. The manager give them the call, then they would just call me, and then I would just like, hey, Monica, you know, we have the good opportunity. But then Monica, next week you come back, hey, Hannah, do you have the, oh, it's gone, no more. So this is why when the opportunity come like here, it's not like they are going to last forever. No, they just need to meet the number, because we always, even 20 years ago, when we build my current home in Cary, the builder always sold faster than they can build. So we have to, you know, wait for 9 months until the house was complete. So that's why the builder here always, they sell faster than they can deliver. So that's why they are always pre-selling. But right now, if they have standing inventory, then that is the opportunity. And you have to remember, a lot of the time in North Carolina, you can only buy investment opportunity when they are building the new houses. Once they turn it into resale, a lot of time, the neighborhood you buy a resale home, they already meet the rental cap, because a lot of investors like your client, Monica, they already purchased when the builder is currently building, because every 5 house they build, they will, you know, raise 1,000 or 500, or, you know, give some incentive. But at the end of the day, the whole price after 5 years, 4 years, they sold out. You first phase, second, third phase is always cheaper than the last phase, right? So that's how a lot of the investors get in when the early phase.
Yeah, so we always talk about phase pricing. It's always good when you can enter at the early phases because they price it a bit lower. And like Hannah said, like very often they would have a cap for investor, say maybe only like 10 to 20% at most. And once they reach the cap, they're not selling to investor. And so especially when the market is good, like it's very hard to find builders who are willing to sell to investor. So that's why. But we do have a question. I think it's a very good question. Seeing insurance premium has gone up a lot in California. You know, we have like wildfires, and some of the companies in moving out of state, not doing business here. So how's the insurance premium situation in North Carolina?
So North Carolina, we are very fortunate, unless you buy the coastal property like front property, then you need to expect, the hurricane, insurance. But in the triangle, in the inland, we are like 3 hours from the ocean, and then also 6 hours from tornado. But because we have the Blue Ridge Mountain, we never really get so our premium is still, even though increase, you can expect, $1,000 for a townhome, maybe 1,200 to 1,300. Sometimes depends on your credit score. I don't know your credit score, but really we are not compared to other, like I heard like Florida, this is like why a lot of people, they are packing their stuff and moving to North Carolina because they cannot afford the insurance. I was like, what insurance? You cannot afford the insurance? That is something that I will cannot imagine. But so far we see, even though there's the insurance company, like a couple of months ago, they try to increase, but we have the Republican insurance commissioner. They stop him. They don't let him to increase. They don't let the insurance company to increase the rate. So we are good. So like I said, if we continue able to monitor, the cost, but so far, North Carolina is not a place that you will to have earthquake or fire or, flood or, even coastal area maybe, but in the triangle, we are pretty, affordable.
That's good to know. So, like you have run a property management as well, apart from your real estate brokerage business. And of course, we are very grateful that Hannah does offer some special discount to our clients. So because we have volume, and typically, if you are a landlord, you pay, say, 8% to your property manager. But we were able to get a special discount of 5% on the monthly rent from Hannah, and also for the leasing fee regularly, other people may charge like 2/3, like 66%, but Hannah is willing to give a discount at 50%. So can you tell us about how many properties you are currently managing and how many managers you have with your company?
So first of all, thank you for your introduction. So we actually started the property management in 2009 because I helped so many of my California friends investor, and then at the end of the day, they want me to manage. So at that time, when we first started, is under Carrie Riley Realty, but because most of our landlord, we are all good friends. So sometimes we decline all this rental. They would say, "Oh, you discriminate us. You don't rent it to us." So we decide to let my husband quit IBM and to become in charge. He actually had a master in Duke, and then Ann Harbor had 2 masters. So he actually in charge of the portfolio properties. So he is currently, we are managing from warehouses, office building, to single family home, townhome, duplex. So close to 500. So different. So that's why it's not like you are managing an apartment or leasing. It's different location. So that's why, because we are a boutique family, property management, we are not going to ask you to buy something, invest something, and then we accept a tenant we don't think you can handle or we want to handle. So we will only help you invest the location that we think there's appreciation value, and the tenant is also qualified and will take care of the property. So to us, this is like you are helping your friends to manage, because you in 1,000 miles away, we are handling your client 24/7, okay, for $100 or $150 every day. So for us, we want the best of your property, a best appreciation, and the best tenant that we don't want to have any problem. So that's why the way we manage, we are very selective and we are very picky. If you have somewhere buy the investment property, we don't normally manage if you are not our client, because we want to make sure the property you purchase is in a good location, good appreciation, and the tenant is very important. So that's why we sometimes you may find out you may take a little bit longer, but because we decline maybe 3 or 4, tenant before, but the meantime, I think a lot of the California investor, they also get burned in California. That's why they are also cautious, but we are on the same boat with you. So we are not going to take some of the tenant that will ruin the house or damage the house. That's why, and then currently we have like 6, property manager assistant, and then also we have a field manager, who will be mostly meeting. So when you purchase a new home, our property team staff already work with our sales team. So he's going to show up in your, orientation, and he's going to do the final walk, and then we order from the blind installation, from anything that connect to the utilities, and then we'll do all the advertising, virtual tour, social media posts, and then also the YouTube video. And then we also do the cloud-based property management software. So that's why when your tenant have a problem, you will be able to see the portal, how the communication between the manager, the vendor, and the tenant. And so you don't need to take care of anything. You're just watching the communication. So that's why we want to make sure, even though you are not in North Carolina, but you feel you are actually here, because you can see the whole conversation when the tenant respond, but you need to check into your portal so you know everything's going on. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, personally, I own a couple of properties in the North Carolina area. In fact, I can really verify that Hannah's team has been very proactive, like say in terms of like, we help you to reserve a home. You can do the virtual walkthrough and also have professional inspector to look at the home before you close. And then the manager would help you to take photos, virtual tours, and also install blinds and make sure that, like the house is ready to be rented. And then you get like, say, software and app that you can find out, what is the income and expenses every month. And again, like I said, they only charge 5%. Say if the rent is $2,000 per month, it's $100 per month. Yeah, the gross rent 5%. So basically it's a turnkey process, and we enjoy having a partner that can provide a whole solution. So pretty much that is what I have in mind I want to ask. If somebody else might have any question, I would suggest to reach out to me first, and then maybe I can connect you to Hannah, because Hannah and I talk very frequently, and being that I'm also in the database of some of the builders there, so I get information about what is the latest and what's the special incentive. I think personally, I believe North Carolina is one of the market that we are comfortable to consider in terms of the potential job market. And we've seen people moving there. Plus, we've seen the appreciation is stronger than the rest of the country, and the price is still reasonable for investor, which is very important. We've looked at other market, like Vegas is strong, but Vegas is already medium home price is $480,000. And the rent, all this, like is just about the same. So it's very hard to kind of like having, a lot of investment sense. But if you're doing a 1031, it might be good. Or if you're thinking about retirement, it's good. But at the same time, North Carolina is strong because of the tech jobs, but biotech jobs, as well as all the 3 universities that it provide a lot of very good candidates for employment. It is very much like a mirror image of the Silicon Valley. So the information that Hannah prepared today is very useful. I hope that you can share, you can go through it, you can discuss it, or refer to friends who are thinking about the market. So again, thank you very much, Hannah, for this information, and I appreciate all the preparation, all the information you collected to share with us today.
Thank you so much. You guys enjoy the rest of the day. And then if you have any question, contact Monica and then I will be in touch. And then, like I said, if there's any investment opportunity, I normally send out to Monica and Monica can distribute it to your
Yeah.
database.
Certainly. Yeah, we'll share the recording and the PowerPoint. Thanks so
Thank
much, everybody. Have a very good rest of the weekend.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.